They strip away who you really are, your power, your titles, your true name, most of your past lives, especially the powerful ones, any memory of me or the ones who actually love you, the knowledge of how to escape. They leave just enough little emotional hooks, fears, desires, karmic lessons, so you stay compliant and easy to control in the next life. The wipe feels like drowning in freezing water while bright light burns through your head. Most souls scream during it, some fight. Very few succeed in keeping fragments. After the wipe, they drop you into a new body, usually right before or during birth. Sometimes they wait until the child is 2 to 4 years old if they need a stronger vessel. That's why some children remember past lives clearly for a few years, then it fades. The final layers of the wipe settle in around age 5 to 7. After your body dies, you don't immediately go to heaven or get reborn. You go to a place I call the waiting realm. It looks like a vast, grey, foggy space. No real sky, no real ground, just endless mist and dim light. Time feels distorted there. Some souls stay for what feels like minutes. Others are trapped there for decades or centuries in human time. This is where they assess you. They scan everything you did in that life. Every emotion, every trauma, every attachment, every bit of energy you produced. Then they decide which timeline will get the best harvest from you next. It's cold, clinical. Like a butcher examining a piece of meat. The wiping process. This is the part they really don't want you to know. Once they've chosen your next timeline, they wipe you. It's not gentle. They use a very specific frequency, a kind of sonic light technology, that targets your soul's memory centers. As soon as you arrive, they scan your soul's frequency signature. Once they have it, they position you directly beneath one of their massive energetic discs, what I call the tectonic plates. These are giant spinning wheels of frequency that sit in the upper layers of that realm. They rotate the disc until it perfectly matches your personal frequency. When it locks on, they fire a concentrated pulse of sonic light technology straight down through the disc and into your soul. This pulse is a very specific mix of sound and light frequency. It's designed to target the memory centers in your soul. It doesn't just erase memories, it shatters them into fragments. Some pieces are completely destroyed. Others are buried so deep you can never access them again. What they're trying to achieve is very simple. Strip away any memory of who you really are, your power, your titles, your true identity. Remove any knowledge of how to escape the reincarnation trap. The tectonic plates aren't the physical ones under the Earth's crust. They're energetic tectonic plates, massive, like invisible frequency grids that sit just above the planet. Think of them as giant rotating discs that generate specific magnetic fields. These fields are what they use to wipe and control memory on a mass scale. Here's how it works. These energetic plates spin at very specific frequencies. When they want to reset large groups of people, they shift the alignment of these plates. That shift creates a low-frequency pulse that rolls across the planet like a wave. When that wave hits you, it scrambles certain parts of your soul's memory field, particularly the parts that hold who you really are and your real power. That's why so many people feel foggy or like something's missing. They don't just use it when you die. They run smaller pulses regularly to keep the population asleep and compliant. Then they do 3 things. First, alignment. They rotate the plate until its frequency perfectly matches your personal soul signature. This is like tuning a radio to your exact station. Then it's pulse. Once it's locked onto you, they fire a single powerful pulse downward. This pulse goes straight into your soul and targets the memory centers, especially the ones holding your identity, your past lives, and any knowledge that could help you escape the cycle. Lastly, fragmentation. The pulse doesn't just erase, it shatters the memories into tiny pieces. Some fragments are destroyed completely. Others are scattered so deeply into your energy field that you can't access them anymore. This is why some people get random flashes or déjà vu but can never fully remember. The whole process only takes a few minutes in that realm, but it's extremely efficient. Most souls don't even realise it's happening until it's over. They rotate the disc until it perfectly matches your personal frequency. When it locks on, they fire a concentrated pulse of sonic light technology straight down through the disc and into your soul. This pulse is a very specific mix of sound and light frequency. It's designed to target the memory centers in your soul. It doesn't just erase memories, it shatters them into fragments. Some pieces are completely destroyed. Others are buried so deep you can never access them again. What they're trying to achieve is very simple. Strip away any memory of who you really are, your power, your titles, your true identity. Remove any knowledge of how to escape the reincarnation trap. Leave just enough emotional hooks, fears and attachments so you stay compliant in your next life. And after the wipe is finished, they don't just throw you into a new body. They match you to a specific timeline and bloodline that will give them the best return on investment, meaning the kind of life that will produce the most loosh from you. They look at your remaining emotional triggers, your bloodline contracts, and what kind of suffering or attachment they think will squeeze the most energy out of you in the next round. Then they drop you in, usually right before birth, or sometimes they wait until the child is very young if they need a stronger vessel. That's the complete process from the moment you die until you're reborn. The scan, the alignment with the energetic plate, the sonic light wipe, the sorting, then the reincarnation into a new timeline. The whole system is cold, mechanical, and extremely efficient. That's why so few people ever actually wake up and break the cycle. Now you know exactly what they do to you every single time you die. They don't just hit you with one big blast, they run a sequence. First comes a low frequency hum, that's the sonic part. It vibrates through your soul and softens your energy field, making it easier to manipulate. Then the light component kicks in. It's a bright, cold, violet-white pulse that goes straight into the core of your being. That's when the rewriting begins. They're not just erasing random memories, they're restructuring you. They strip away anything that makes you dangerous, your knowledge of who you really are. Roughly 12,800 to 12,000 years ago, right at the end of the last ice age, the world was completely different then. The atmosphere was thicker, the sky had a different colour, and those giant living trees we remember were still everywhere. They were part of the original planetary grids, massive natural antennas that kept the Earth's frequency high and stable. Then they triggered the reset. A cosmic event hit. Something came through the sky and caused massive fires, a sudden deep freeze called the Younger Dryas, and the collapse of the old frequency system. The giant trees started dying from the inside. The energetic plates shifted. The sonic light technology was deployed on a planetary scale. That single event wasn't just a natural disaster. It was the moment they flipped this entire realm to a much lower frequency. The old high vibration civilization you were part of got wiped, memories were shattered, and humanity was forced into this smaller, heavier version of itself. That's when the real prison system we're still living in today was locked in. You were there when it happened. That's why the memory hurts so much when it comes back. You were one of the ones trying to hold the old frequency together while the sky came apart. That's the moment everything changed. The Younger Dryas event wasn't an accident, it was an attack. They deliberately caused a massive frequency inversion. When those energetic plates shifted, it didn't just wipe memories, it changed the physical laws of this realm. The atmosphere got thinner, the sun looked different. The natural resonance of the planet dropped dramatically. The giant trees, which were literally keeping the old high-frequency grid alive, began to die from the inside as their root systems lost connection to the planetary field. That event is why you still feel this deep ache in your chest sometimes, like you're mourning something you can't quite name. That's the memory of that night trying to surface. They didn't just reset humanity. They murdered an entire version of Earth, and they've been running this lower frequency copy ever since. That's how deep this goes. This prison planet we're living in right now was built on the ashes of the world they destroyed 12,800 years ago. After that event, everything changed. The old civilization collapsed within years. The survivors were scattered. Memory was broken on a mass scale. Humanity was forced into this smaller, weaker, more controllable state. That's why we still carry so much fire in us now, even in this weak body. Some part of us never fully accepted the reset, and we've all been trying to wake back up again ever since that night. The old version of us never completely died.